Reno?
9.
Nine
Yeah,
titles.
9. You're right, Keithy. 9. Yeah, 1-9. Look, I'll put it into this context when we're talking about this. It's like a lot of players want to represent the black jersey. They're proud of the black jersey. It means a lot to them to represent your country. All Black's the pinnacle to make it in a rugby career. Everyone wants to be an All Black when you're playing at top level sports. I get the feeling that that is very, very similar to players who want to play and represent the Crusaders. It's the same feeling, I bet you. Wanting to play a lot more stronger for the pride of that red and black jersey because of the history, like you've just touched on, the amount of times they've been to the finals, the amount of times they've won. I think that kind of feeling is very similar. When it comes to the Highlanders, the Chiefs, the Blues, and Hurricanes, I might have this wrong. I might be wrong totally, but I think it's more like, look, we're playing for the Canes. Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
End of story. Look, I'm in the Chiefs. I made the Chiefs. Yeah. I made the Highlanders. I made the Blues. I'm playing for a Super Rugby team. But the expectation from an individual playing in the Crusaders, yeah, it's a lot more stronger, but they're playing for their jersey, the pride of the team and the history that comes with it. So that's mostly why you will see this team getting a lot more dominant throughout the tournaments as they go on, the Super Rugby tournaments, as Crusaders always been up there. I don't know, I might be wrong in saying that, but I think there's a bit more of a psyche inside their brain to play for the red and black jersey compared to just someone who's happy to play for the Chiefs. I might be wrong, but I think that's how I see it.
Well, it's interesting because just having a look at the standings at the moment, what is really interesting is that the Hurricanes are actually playing against the Rebels, who at the moment are leading the Australian Conference. Now, that's almost something unheard of, Reno?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I was saying, that's going to be an interesting game. It could turn out similar to the game last night. You would think the Canes are going to have it all their way this afternoon at 5:15. But the Rebels have got nothing to lose. They know they're heading into, week 12, just over a month, and it gets right into the finals. So, yes, they represent their Australian country and up the top there, and it's new territory for that franchise. They'll go hard out, look, they got old Quade Cooper there, eh? Who would have thought that? And
True.
the way he's had his ups and downs at other franchises. So, no, good on them, and they deserve to be there. I would not be surprised if they beat the Hurricanes, because the Hurricanes next week will have to play the Blues at Eden Park.
Right.
So a couple of 2 weeks games will be tough for the Canes. So don't be surprised if the Rebels pull it over them, but I can't see it.
I'd be very surprised if the Rebels beat the Hurricanes. Very surprised. Shocked even. Shocked. Now, the Blues Brumbies, which is on later tonight, where do you think that one's going to go there, Reno?
Yeah, Brumbies, mate. Brumbies at home. It'll be too cold for the old Polly boys over there in the capital. So, no, I think the Brumbies will knock out the Blues, eh?
What do you reckon, Ra?
It's like I'm trying to sort of eat an apple and comment at the same time, but I'm going to go for the Blues. It was good to have Kelly Milano, former All Black great and Blues legend here in Gizzy yesterday, I think it was. So no, I think the Blues should win that one. Well, I hope they do. I think they've had probably a better season than most, and they've got a few good young up and coming players. So in terms of the franchises. Next few seasons, I reckon they're in good speed, but they've got to start winning these ones, and the more they can notch up, as we know, the better position placement they get. So, no, I'm going to back them against the Brumbies.
I don't think they're going to... Well, I don't know. This is a tough one. Both teams aren't playing or having a great season. That is for sure. Especially with the Brumbies. I think, was it last week they got beaten by the Hagawaris? I mean, where was that game? That was over there, though. But still, the Hagawaris, though, they're playing pretty good this season. They've got a game against the Storm tomorrow night, Reno? Or tomorrow morning, should I say?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I don't know. I think the Storm might get that one, mate. Don't know, hard to say, but it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the Waratahs go against the Bulls, especially when they know their main man. It's D-Day today for Izzy Falou. This is where we'll find out whether he's still got a contract. We touched on this on Wednesday.
Yes.
Let's say he'll still have a contract. Obviously, the Pacific Island boys have spoken about the mutiny as well. It will be an interesting day for Izzy, so it'll be interesting also to see how the Tars go.
Yeah.
Well, that's tomorrow morning, so they'll find out the news later on today. So.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting for Australian rugby all over. What do you reckon, Ra?
With the ongoing Izzy Falou saga, or?
What do you reckon? Do you reckon he's going to stay in the Australian team? Are they going to give him the boot?
Well, there's a lot of speculation going around at the moment, and it is a watch this space in terms of his situation. If I was the coach or part of the structure of the Wallabies team, you'd hate to not have an important strike player like that missing from this year's World Cup. So, it's going to be one of those calls that will be made, and I think he'll make the cut, even though, in spite of all the rhetoric and dialogue that's going on now in his situation. How can you do without a player of his calibre? You sort of put what you want most. The controversy of his comments, or to have a team that could take away the World Cup title. It's definitely a watch this space.
I've always said, they won't sack him. Well, I can't see them sacking them anyway, Reno? I can't see them sacking him. He's their best player. How do they go to the Rugby World Cup and not have him? They'll sack him after. That's what I've always said. They'll sack him after the Rugby World Cup, not before. They'll find a way to give him the boot after the Rugby World Cup is over. That's what I've always said since the whole saga kind of started. But it is interesting about a possible mutiny by the Islander players, though, Reno?
Yeah, and these are key other players too who make up this Wallabies team, and there's a lot going on with the Pacific boys over there in Australia around these stance. We touched on that on Wednesday about the religious stance, which is huge. He's on a $4 million contract. Today is the D-Day, but it could also roll out to the three guys on the panel to declare a decision is or tomorrow, so it may not get answered today or tomorrow. But also I see employee experts have spoken. This whole verdict could continue on for months or even years. That's just the capacity of what he's actually done in his breach of contract in regards to his conflicting religious or everything he's put out there, moral issues, corporate sponsorships, everything like this. So there is a lot of pressure on this young man with what he's put up there on the social media. So I don't know whether we'll find out. You could be right, Keithy. He might carry on through and play at the tournament and get the sack, and the Warriors will sign him up for next season. I really don't know. It'll all be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if he gets up, and it'll be interesting to see how the Australian media react to that with the next week as well. I reckon, like Ra says, watch the space. It's not the end of it. I don't know. It's going to have a massive effect, because I think this ripple effect will not only be in Australia, but it's going to be around everywhere. So, we'll see what happens, mate. A young guy, so much talent, played a few codes, and it's just his belief in what he believes in. But yeah, watch the space, I would say, and see what happens. But
it's going to be interesting.
He'll turn up in Japan.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, that is for sure. We're going to go to a break. We'll be back with more Full-Time right after this. On behalf of the Full-Timers, I would just like to say big thanks to Joachim Currid, who brings us our music intro. Check him out on joachimcurrid.com. He's also on YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, Instagram, and follow him on Facebook. Another big thanks goes out to Silent Partner, who brings us our outro. Check out their music on YouTube. And also thanks must go to the Polish Ambassador for the backing music for this promo. Check out the Polish Ambassador on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Beatport, Instagram, Twitter, and on his website, thepolishambassador.com.
You're listening to a podcast produced by Tūrangi FM, number one iwi radio station in Aotearoa. We play each full-time session on Tūrangi FM Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. You can listen in live on our Tūrangi FM media page. Just click the main Tūrangi FM logo to tune in online. Or if you're in the Gisborne area, we're on the radio frequencies 91.7, 95.7 and 98.1. Also check out the Fooltime Facebook page where you can listen to the podcast again. Make comments and click links that will lead you to other ways to listen to the podcast, such as Spreaker, iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter, YouTube, Podchaser and Tumblr. Right, let's get back to the Fools on Fooltime.
Welcome back to our second session here on Fooltime. Want to send another shout out going out to our sponsors, Racecrack Motors, down there on Grey Street. Now, before we get into talking a bit about sport, we've got our very own Rino Wilkinson, who's going to be heading overseas very shortly on Wednesday, isn't it, Rino?
Yeah, Wednesday night, mate. Been a long time coming. Me and the whole family heading over there to spend 3 weeks or 20-odd days over there. Land into Hawaii, head across to LA, venture up to San Francisco, then head on down to Vegas at the Grand Canyon, and then Hawaii on the way home. Get back to New Zealand on the 31st of May. So, yeah, I've talked about it for a little while with you guys, and it's only days away, not far away at all.
Yeah, I know you must be excited, as must the whole whānau, and I'm certain you're going to be enjoying yourself over there, eh, bro?
Yeah, it will be something different, big venture with 6 of us heading over, so in the moko. So, yeah, it will be. I am excited to see how things will unfold, and I think one of the scariest things is I'm driving over there as well, mate. So I'll drive off the side of the road, and I think I'll need the biggest L plate on the back of my windscreen.
What was that, right?
You'll have to go and check out a baseball game, because I think as we head into our winter season, they're heading into their summer codes, so they love their baseball over there in summer.
Yeah, we did investigate on that type of stuff for us to get into an NBA game, because they're heading into their finals as well.
Yes.
It was like $700 each ticket, and you were down the front, you're at the top. Sport game as well, and that was just as expensive, and you're nowhere near the front part as well, and it was like $500 a ticket. Anyhow, so it is expensive, so you kind of put into perspective when you see the people sitting around and they're in their thousands, the kind of money it generates, you can see why they pay. A lot of these are people, the big bucks, and now you kind of see how it all works. And hey, look, that was just us getting normal seats, and that was between 400 to 500. So a lot of money in America. There's so many, a million billionaires or something like that, and you can kind of see how come they can dominate with paying the players millions of dollars because of the price of the fans. And hey, they're all tuned up there, and you're right, it would be lovely. I did think of an NFL game, but I didn't want to waste a whole bloody day watching the team going back and forth.
Agreed.
A couple of meters at a time, getting all confused, and that's my whole day gone. What a waste of day for the family. But yeah, no, we've got a few things to do over there. Disney, Universal, Alcatraz, Pearl Harbor, all that tourist stuff.
You're going to have to try and keep all the ladies away with your sexy Kiwi accent, eh?
Mate, that's going to be interesting, eh? Especially with this old bugger. I'll have to go.
Yeah, how are you gonna keep them away, mate? Too bad JT's not online with us. He might be able to give you some tips because he went away to Asia last year. I think he was able to manage keep them away with his sexy accent, eh, bro?
Yeah, didn't he got a sore tooth or something bloody thing had to get pulled out. But it will be interesting. I think the common thing over there is most of them go, where you from? They wouldn't even know we're New Zealanders, half of them.
Yeah.
Most of them would think I'm mostly Australian.
Could be.
I think that's the common thing they get over there. They all think you're Australian, but bugger that. Never mind those Australian fish and chips.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't get how the New Zealand accent became the most sexiest accent in the world. How did that happen, Reno? I don't get how that happened, bro.
Ra, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, that's probably the shows like ours on Full-Time there, Casey, Word gets around, they hear this natural lingo